I've said that the economic singularity is coming. That's the point where we don't even understand how economies work. We don't know how our business works, how markets work, and that we've got 6 years to basically unfuck our future and to take control of our finances, make as much money as we can, so we're protected on the other side when things just get weird.
When I look at Bitcoin at $100,000, I know people are very impressed that it's gone from $1 to $100,000. I think it has a long way to go, right? I think until it matches gold, it's still at the early stage of its development. I actually think its market that it's addressing is much bigger than gold. As I mentioned, I think it's going after international trade and a handful of other markets. But at least that gold level, which is about $1 million a coin, I think would mark sort of where it goes from early to mature.
Matt Hougan begins by emphasizing the immutable supply cap of Bitcoin. Only 21 million will ever exist. This scarcity model underpins Bitcoin's value and positions it as a digital counterpart to gold. Hougan highlights that Bitcoin, valued at $100,000 today, has penetrated approximately 10% of gold's $18 trillion market. He argues that Bitcoin has the potential to reach parity with gold, placing its value at approximately $1 million per coin.
Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
You know the supply of Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. So it really comes down to demand. What I do is I look at the size of the markets that Bitcoin is going after, right? Let's say Bitcoin is trying to match gold. Gold is, say, an $18 trillion asset. If Bitcoin indeed rises to be as important in the world as gold, every Bitcoin will be worth roughly $1 million. So what do you do with that? Well, you look at Bitcoin today at $100,000 and you say it's about 10% penetrated into the market for gold. Over the next 5 years, do you think that penetration will go up or down? I think it will go up significantly. In fact, I think it could reach parity with gold within that time frame. You can use that to then discount backwards to a net present value for today. So I think it's as easy as thinking about how big are these markets that Bitcoin is going after, how many Bitcoin exist, how much of that market will it take, and you do a simple division and you end up with a price target. When I look at Bitcoin at $100,000, I know people are very impressed that it's gone from $1 to $100,000. I think it has a long way to go, right? I think until it matches gold, it's still at the early stage of its development. I actually think its market that it's addressing is much bigger than gold. As I mentioned, I think it's going after international trade and a handful of other markets. But at least that gold level, which is about $1 million a coin, I think would mark sort of where it goes from early to mature. It's going to be an extraordinary change on crypto. And I think it's going to unleash thousands of high quality entrepreneurs and bring many institutional investors into the space. I'll hit on that last point first. We've done a survey of professional investors in crypto every year for the past 6 years and asked them, what's keeping you from investing in crypto? And you might think it's something like Bitcoin is so volatile, or I don't know how to value it, or I don't fully understand it. What they've said in each of the last 6 years on an overwhelming basis is the number one thing keeping institutions out of the market is regulatory concerns. The fact that we now have a pro-crypto administration and a pro-crypto Congress means we're going to have regulatory clarity in the US on crypto. And that means that, I would argue, the vast majority of institutional investors who are currently on the sidelines are going to come into this market and start building that 1, 2, or 5% position that we spoke about earlier. That's a sea change. The other half of the piece is, I think, crypto has been sort of held down by this regulatory cloud, and that has kept entrepreneurs from coming into this space and building massive real-world crypto applications. If you were a promising entrepreneur or a promising developer, you could build in AI, you could build in crypto, you could build in any other area of the technology. You might have stayed away from crypto because it had this regulatory cloud over it. Once that's removed, Once we establish, as the Trump administration has said, that crypto is a major part of the US economy and the US wants to win in crypto, you're going to see those entrepreneurs come in. So I think we're going to have a golden age of crypto applications and crypto development that the market probably isn't expecting. I think it's a real change.
Everything is moving so incredibly fast, whether it's in crypto markets, but more importantly, what the hell's going on in AI? It is something we all are going to have to wrap our heads around as we get closer and closer to what we know as AGI and then ASI, so when we start to get superintelligence. Now, some of these, AGI, is likely to happen this year, where we have agentic models that are true autonomous agents. And ASI, who knows, by 2030 is my kind of idea, 2030, 2032, where we start to then compound all of this compute, understanding, knowledge, and it starts training itself and learning itself. That's what's coming. I've said that the economic singularity is coming. That's the point where we don't even understand how economies work. We don't know how our business works, how markets work, and that we've got 6 years to basically unfuck our future and to take control of our finances, make as much money as we can, so we're protected on the other side when things just get weird. I'm not saying it's terrible, we just don't know what it is.
One of the more philosophical aspects of Hougan's discussion revolves around tokenized attention. He argues that attention is the currency of humanity, and crypto has the potential to financialize it in ways that remain authentically human. Hougan highlights the cultural significance of memes and online communities in shaping the crypto space. These shared experiences, whether through humorous projects like meme coins or serious collaborative efforts, represent the power of collective attention. He believes these communities are training grounds for operating in the post-AI economy, where creativity and shared purpose will become increasingly valuable.
And I think people underestimate the impact that that's had, right? Because people are asking, where are all the real world applications? And there's a few explanations for that. But one is that we've been keeping the talent out of the industry, and they're now flooding into this market because it has everything else going for it. It has a breakthrough disruptive technology. It has a lot of money that is looking at it. It has large addressable markets. I think there's going to be this incredible flowering of really exciting crypto applications that we start to see hit the market as soon as, the next 6 to 12 months. I think what's going to happen is it's establishing itself as a store of value, a form of digital gold. But I think sometime in the next 5 years, it's going to be used to settle international transactions between countries. To unpack that a little bit, today, most international trade is settled in dollars. But there are an increasing number of countries who are uncomfortable doing it, and they're investigating different ways to settle their transactions, be it in the Chinese renminbi, be it in the BRIC nations, be it indeed in gold. They're searching for alternatives to just relying on the dollar because the US has sort of politicized the dollar and made it a geopolitical weapon. So we're moving into this new multipolar world. My bet is that at some point in the near future, in a multipolar world, countries will want to settle transactions using a non-political currency. In other words, not the renminbi, not the dollar, not the rupee, a currency that belongs to no state or government. The only currency where you can settle meaningful transactions that's non-political is Bitcoin. So as we take these continued steps into this multipolar world, I think you're going to start to see Bitcoin used for major transactions around the world between different trading parties that can't agree on the currency to use. And that's, again, a multi-trillion-dollar use case that I think is not baked into the market at all, but I do think is coming in the next few years.
What we're doing here, I think, is something really powerful, which is tokenizing attention. Right? Attention is the currency of humanity in one way, shape, or form. Memetics is a form of attention, obviously. And so we're tokenizing attention because what I think we're doing here is I think we're finding an ability to participate in the economy post-AGI in a way that is authentically human, right? Because, you and I have talked about this and you threw me down a very, very deep rabbit hole about, okay, what does the world look like post, let's say, 2030, 2032? And we don't know a lot of what we do as normal jobs. Now, on the art side, well, it's already, because art is always at the cutting edge, it's already blurring with AI, and music is already blurring with AI because that's what they do, because artists use this stuff. But what I'm thinking is we're organizing community purpose and attention and financializing it in a way that we can be authentically human. Now, what's interesting about this space is attention could be long, and that could be Doge at a simple, in a meme coin world, or it can be fleeting, which is these pumped up funds that go to 100 million and then go to zero. And we're just kind of betting on this as a way of amusing ourselves. And I feel like it's like training us how to operate in a new world. That's kind of where I'm coming from in this. And that takes me back all the way to the beginning. And that's why I think these kind of online communities and mimetics, like we can share a shared reality, be it crypto dick butts, or be it smoking chicken fish, or be it fart coin, or whatever it is, right? There's a shared sense of commonality and an aggregation of people like-minded doing something similar, whether it's a short-term attention thing or it's something bigger. I just feel in this world where we're all going to live separate realities, something to do with these memes is something to do with a shared reality, which is something to do with what are your kids going to do when they leave school. It's something around this that I think is powerful. And, you and I were trying to kick it around earlier. What is the reality of the power of this meme stuff? It's something around the shared reality of being a human. Because we all laugh at crypto dick butts. They're just cute and they're funny. I don't even know what it's going to look like by the end of 2025, let alone 2030.
Hougan acknowledges the challenges that lie ahead. The convergence of crypto and AI will create uncertainties that may strain traditional financial systems. Additionally, achieving Bitcoin's full potential as a global currency requires navigating geopolitical complexities and technological hurdles. However, Hougan is confident that the incentives driving crypto adoption, decentralization, neutrality, and efficiency will ultimately prevail. He sees Bitcoin not just as an investment, but as a transformative force reshaping global trade, governance, and human interaction.